Hi there, and welcome to this Max Moment. Now today I want to share with you a brief story that I believe carries a lot of depth and a lot of weight. Now the story goes like this. There was once a shipwreck, and the only survivor of that shipwreck found themselves washed up on a small, uninhabited, deserted island. And day after day he prayed to God to rescue him, and every day he scanned the horizon for help, but no help ever came. Now the days turned into weeks, and still his prayers were not answered. Physically and mentally became exhausted, and eventually he managed to build a little hut out of driftwood and palm leaves to protect him from the elements. Now one day, after scavenging for food and water, he arrived back to find his little hut in flames, with the smoke bellowing into the sky above. And in that moment he realized the very worst had happened. He lost everything, including his hope. He was angry, grief-stricken, and crying, shouting, "God, how could you do this to me?" Now, early the next morning, he was awakened by the sound of a ship that was approaching the island, and it had come to rescue him. "But how," he asked, "how could this come to be? How did you know I was here?" And the rescuers replied, "We saw your smoke signal." You see, isn't it easy for us to get discouraged when things go wrong in our lives, or when life doesn't go as we planned it? It's easy for us to lose hope in the midst of our pain and suffering. Now, what we can do when we feel shipwrecked in our life and our hurt is burning is to provide a reframe. See, reframing is a changing of what something means by seeing it through a different frame of reference. And to do that, you must find an empowering meaning no matter what happens in your life. Or put another way, find a way to appreciate and be grateful for everything that happens in your life, even in the midst of pain and suffering. Now, there is something else called a context reframe. And context reframing is seeing something in another context. I.e., what was a problem in one situation is actually a benefit in another. So in context of the story, the burning hut is a problem in one context, but in another context, it's a benefit because it saved the man's life. So remember this, the next time your hut is burning to the ground in your life, instead of giving up hope and being consumed by the pain and suffering, reframe it and give it context. Because what you think may be a problem may actually just be a smoke signal that God is placing in your life. You just haven't seen the benefit yet. Now choose to make today a great day. And as always, choose to live life to the max. And I'll see you next time.